It's a Conference USA matchup, Texas style from the dawn. The UTSA Roadrunners and the UTEP Miners. Our opening tip is next on CSS. Beautiful sunny day in El Paso, Texas. Inside the Haskins Center. Miners leading by 9. And Tom, both teams shooting over 50% from the field. Not a lot of turnovers. What has been the key for you so far for this UTEP advantage?
Well, the ability to handle the ball from like 5 positions. They've got a lot of guys who can bring the ball up. Everybody but Wilms, who's a 7'1" center, has showed they can play the point position to help Cooper out. That's hard to guard, Brett. Hard to game plan against.
Vince Hunter to the free throw line, now has 6 points in the game. The freshman averaging nearly 12 a contest.
Excellent follow through. Keeps his hand right there until the ball goes through the rim. That's definitely from Tim Floyd.
It's going to be important because this young man, as active as he is taking the ball to the basket, it's going to be on that line a lot.
Yeah, you'd like a guy like that to shoot it at 80.
Keon Lewis pushing the issue. He'll head to the stripe.
Great push of the ball by UT San Antonio.
So Keon Lewis has not been in the score column yet. Decided to push the issue against Tim Floyd's defense. Again, Coach Floyd with a win today would have 400 in his collegiate career. Another 90 or so in the NBA between the Bulls and New Orleans.
I didn't want to jinx him. I'm glad you said the word 399 to 400, but you know he's going to get there and a lot more. There are more hundreds to follow.
Of course, this next game will be against La Tech, which will hold special significance for him, but may just get it today.
Can we fly out here and just watch? That would be a great game.
Wilms went to work. He left it short, tried to follow his miss. The ball stays on this end, but Wilms had a couple of shots from point-blank range, even though they were contested. Coach Floyd. He knows he probably won't get any closer looks that aren't dunks the rest of the day.
I know. Bohannon's chance to play point guard. Great pass.
Ends up in the hands of Thomas. We're inside 3 minutes to go here in our first half. This is a UTSA team averaging 70 a game, but a UTEP team that specializes in holding down their opponents and scoring and shooting percentage.
Well, Coach Floyd's going box and one. Now he's back to man-to-man. Kind of confusing the Roadrunners.
Agassi lost the basketball. Vince Hunter, showtime! Hello! Hunter, an open space, and there's a timeout, UTSA.
Wow. Did we talk about that before the game?
Got to see this one again. You can see the foul attempt by Agassi, and when it didn't work, it led to that.
Wow. Great handle for a big fella. And again, just a freshman. Hard to believe. Great recruiting find by Tim Floyd and his staff.
Vince Hunter has been coming of age as a freshman here at the beginning of conference play, a 4-star recruit out of Detroit. 68 points in his last 3 games. And this was a young man, Tom, that fouled out 8 times early in the year. He wasn't able to stay on the floor. He's figured it out, and by staying on the floor, those are the numbers he's put up.
Exactly. This is a small rotation team, and you have to figure it out. You want to win. Vince Hunter wanted to win. He wanted to play a lot, so he keeps himself on the floor now. A lot of freshmen don't learn that until they're sophomores.
Haji Thomas works out of that double team. A pass was nearly intercepted.
Look at him covering ground.
Active hands by the Miners. Lewis hit the floor, and he got a timeout, apparently.
Yes, he did. Officials right on top of that. John Stigliano right on it.
Very active hands defensively by the Miners. It seemed like they were contesting everything.
It looks like there's a hole in the defense. Real good job of closing that hole, but a good job offensively of getting the timeout.
Defense, such a big part of what the Miners have done, and you see the points allowed, and even these last 6 games, just 60 points a contest. But again, I mentioned that field goal percentage right at 37%, Tom, and they're in the top 10 in the country with teams such as Arizona, San Diego State, Iowa. That's who they're competing with.
And they've played great teams, Brett. It's not like they played a cream puff schedule.
Numbers are there. Hunter's there.
Hello.
Highlight reel stuff for Vince Hunter. What an athlete.
Tune him in tonight. He'll be on SportsCenter.
Vince Hunter with 10 in his last 2 dunks. Brought this crowd to their feet again. And the Roadrunners need an answer.
Another steal.
Vince Hunter for the hat trick. Haji Thomas got back to spoil the party.
Intentional foul at that. I don't think Brooks Thompson likes. It's one of those 50-50. Could have been, and they called it. The way this game has been called, I would guess it's you know, when you grab a guy around the waist in college, it is an intentional foul, which they call a flagrant 1. So it'll be 2 shots and the ball. I liked it more when they called it intentional foul. It confuses people when you say flagrant. You know, flagrant 1, flagrant 2. It sounds like something you order at a restaurant and might give you a stomachache. I like that intentional foul. That sounds better. And I think that was the right call.
Hunter's just 2 of 6, though, from the line. We saw the showtime. If you're the defender, don't you want to try and spoil that party? Keep that from Dung from bringing the crowd to life?
Yeah, that's good basketball. It's smart basketball. It might still work for them. But in the meantime, you look up, the Miners are up 14. They're playing great basketball.
Bohannon had the look, didn't take it, gave a shorter opportunity to Hooper Vince.
Sweet kiss off the glass. And here come the Roadrunners.
Keon Lewis still has been silent, hasn't scored in the first half.
The way the Miners are playing defense, Brett, they're better off coming down and looking for an early shot, and that's what they're doing. They're having trouble getting offense going within 35 seconds because of the length of the Miners and Tim Floyd switching in and out of box and 1s and man.
There's Lewis. He'll go to the stripe, and Tom, I think that's a great point. They haven't been able to break down the Miners with great success once that shot clock is winding down, but it feels like in anticipation of trying to get quick shots, they've rushed them a bit.
Exactly. The Miners' defense is not about pressuring full court. It's not about compiling a bunch of steals. It's about the space they cover and how active they are as a group. When you look at floor level at their defense, it's like, where are the holes in this defense? And you got a freshman like Hunter playing like a hungry bulldog out there. He plays defense. He goes from the right side to the left side. He covers the entire court. And I can't believe he's a freshman.
He plays defense as if he wants to get a poster on the other end with a run out. He's done that a couple of times today.
Yes, he has.
Keon Lewis had a couple of free throw makes. Lewis ahead of the pack. Thomas will take it himself, hangs and hits.
Nice move by Thomas.
Haji Thomas has 8. The Roadrunners needed that to keep this within reason. Now a 12-point game. You see the shooting percentage as UTEP calls a timeout.
This is the use it or lose it timeout. Coach Floyd wants to get the last shot. And the way this half is going, he's got a number of options. I say he runs it down, uses as much of the 39 seconds as he can to, maybe make UTSA's last possession a real quick one. And it'll go inside. That'll be his first option. If not, they'll take the wide open 3 at the end of the shot clock.
We're nearing the half. Coming up at the break, we'll talk with the athletic director here at UTEP, Bob Stoll. A lot going on, including the CUSA tournament on this floor, with all 16 teams involved in March. We'll talk a little bit about Conference USA and maybe even about their personnel losses. He'll speak to that. We'll also touch on this first half.
Get your tickets for this one in March. I think it's going to be a great conference tournament. Even though UTEP's going to have a little advantage, you got La Tech and Southern Miss leading the way, at least through now, and I don't think either team is going to fold.
Do you like the fact that every team's eligible to play in the conference tournament?
Yes, yes I do. Because when you don't have schools, it hurts the coaches. They get fired for not making the conference tournament. It's hard to run.
Shot clock inside 5. Hunter with a wild-looking shot into the hands of McGregor. Keon Lewis has been trying to get his points. He's been denied a few times at the rim, and the shot will not count. Entertaining first half. The Roadrunners got off to a very good start, but it belonged to the Miners in the last 10 minutes, and they lead by a dozen. So a great crowd here today in El Paso. Good ball game. But it's UTEP leading 39-27 at the half.